All right, Shalawam. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and SHALAWAAM, CHASAADYAM, Barakyam. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto all of you, HAITIANS, to the BAYATH, DAWADA, to the house of David. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, which means he exists or he is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahawashi, which means he is the deliverer. All right, we are the Hebrew Israelites. All right, today we're being called by bywords and proverbs such as Black, African American, Native American, Colored, Latin, Hispanic, Seminole Indian. We're being called these names, but that's not actually who we are. We are the true biblical Israelites. All right, from the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, and the true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahawah, which means he exists or he is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahawashi, which means he's the deliverer. All right, and I was just doing some studying, and the Spirit hopped on me to put this lesson together on the Good Shepherd. All right, now we know another title for a shepherd is the King. All right, and our Good Shepherd, our good King is Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi. All right, so I'm opening this up with the book of Psalms 23. This is Psalms 23:1, a Psalm of David. All right, which the Lashon Kodash, or the Holy Tongue, or the Hebrew there is DAWADA. All right, and it means beloved. Okay, because Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi loved David because he was a man after Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi's heart. Okay, it says the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is my shepherd, I shall not want. Right, and it says, I'm just reading my ledger in my Bible, my sword. It says, in the ancient Near East, kings were commonly known as the shepherds of their people. Since Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is the true king, the title shepherd is the most appropriate. All right, verse 2. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. All right, reading in the ledger. He maketh me to lie down is a Hebrew form implying casuality, showing that the Most High is the cause of the refreshment. Right, the Most High Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi restores our soul, man. All right, through camp, through fellowshipping with the brothers, through counseling, through reading, through studying, through doing these videos. It says means the restoration of strength or vitality. Okay, paths of righteousness might mean safe paths that are free from danger. So Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi restores our soul, through this living water, through this bread, through this food. We're being nourished, all right, through these lessons, these videos that brothers are constantly pushing out, starting with our apostles and elders. That's the nourishment for the sheep, and that's the Most High setting up shepherds and leaders over the children of Israel, because our people were as lost sheep going astray, and who has gotten to our people? The coyotes, the lions, the wild dogs, the wolves, and they've ripped the sheeps, man. Hell, the Judas goats, the false prophets, man, the wicked shepherds that are leading our people astray, lying to them, using them, stealing their money, and murdering them, man. Okay, verse 3. He restored my soul. He leaded me in the paths of righteousness, right? Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi nourishes us, replenishing us, restores our soul, heals our sickness, heals our spiritual wounds, whether it be, anxiety, doubt, fear, depression, all of these demons that mess with us. Verse 4, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Okay, well, that's over here, in America, man. Okay, in the land, really wherever we're in captivity, because in the land of our captivity, death is all around us. Evil is all around us. All right, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And that's the scriptures, man. Yahweh Bahashem Yahawashi is comforting us with this word. Hence the word is called the Comforter. Okay, this word is as a nice warm blanket, in a hot cup of tea on a very cold, miserable day. But that's this word, And let me see. I just brought up two articles. This one is from WorkChron or WorkChronicles.com. It says, what are the duties of a shepherd? It says, most shepherds take care of the sheep, although they may be responsible for the goats as well. Now we know, pursuant to Matthew 25, Yahawashi is going to separate the sheep from the goat. All right, you see the goats represent the wicked. All right, the Edomites and these other heathen nations, they're the wicked, man. All right, they often work in isolated areas and may work independently, except for the existence of herding of our guard dogs. Now, the guard dogs in this sense are the angels, right? Many sheep herders must be on call for the animals around the clock, and that's what the Spirit is pushing out. I was watching the apostles, and Apostle Paul said that we shouldn't be in the spirit of urgency. Okay, that's the spirit of a shepherd. The shepherd is on call around the clock for the sheep. Since sheep herders often work on a visa and are not U.S. citizens. Now, this is in modern times, obviously. Okay, but we can still pull spiritual meat out of it. They are governed by regulations overseen by the U.S. Department of Labor, flock welfare. A shepherd's primary responsibility is the safety and welfare of the flock, right? And that's our main concern. That's Yahawah's main concern. Okay, and our apostles and elders, this the responsibility, the safety, and the welfare of the flock. That's why we study to show ourselves approved. That's why we're so diligent on the highways and hedges. That's why there's order established, because it's all about the safety and welfare of the flock. It's all about the elect. Okay, some flocks may include as many as 1,000 sheep. Well, we know this is 144,000. The elect and also the 1/3. Okay, so it's going to be a complete number of sheep. The shepherd will graze the animals, herding them to areas of good forage, right? So the Lord is guiding us to get that good food and the good spiritual meal, okay? And keep a watchful eye out for poisonous plants. Now, if looking at this from a spiritual angle, that's these false doctrines, false philosophies, man. Poisonous plants, telling our people to take the taco sauce, telling them it's okay to take the MOTB, telling them they could have sex on the Sabbath, and all of these different, abominable things. That's like allowing your sheep to eat poisonous plants. You're not careful what you're feeding them. Shepherds often live in trailers or other mobile quarters as the sheep eat all the forage in the area. The shepherd will move both the sheep and his living quarters to fresh range. In most cases, the shepherd and his dogs will move the sheep out to fresh grazing each day and bring them back to bed down in the same area each night. Okay, protecting from predators. To protect the sheep under his care, a shepherd may use guard dogs or other guard animals. Now, the Spirit, Yahawashi is protecting the elect using what? The angels. The angels are like guard dogs. The dogs are loyal. All right. This is Psalms 34 and verse 7. The angel of Yahawashi encamp around about them that fear him and deliver them. In the same manner that you may see guard dogs camp about or protect the sheep. That's the same manner the Lord got the angels protecting his elect. Okay? It says, sheep predators includes coyotes, wolves. That's the Edomites. This is Psalms 83. This is the heathen and the other nations, man. Hell, even 2/3 of our own people have become predators. Okay? Coyotes, wolves, mountain lions, bears, and domestic dogs, right? According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, domestic dogs are more of a threat than many large predators, according to the USDA, because they may chase sheep to exhaustion and cause the ewes to abort their lambs. In addition to using guard animals, many sheep herders carry rifles to shoot their predators that are attacking the sheep. Right? Now that's all for now. Let's go from this one. Was this still more from the scriptural standpoint? Okay. says, this is from ancienthebrew.org Research Center. Shepards, life, the care of sheep and goats. Sheep in the land of Israel. A large number of sheep in Palestine from the days of Abraham down to modern times. Sheep have abounded in the Holy Land. All right? The Arabs of Bible shouldn't be Arabs that's dealing with Ishmael. The Hebrews, all right, have largely been dependent throughout the centuries upon sheep for their living. The Jews of the Bible times were first shepherds and then farmers. Okay, we were first shepherds and then farmers, because there's a very spiritual thing about being a shepherd. Okay, but they never abandoned entirely their shepherd life. The large number of sheep in the land can be understood when it's realized that Job had 14,000 sheep, and King Solomon at the temple's dedication sacrificed 120,000 sheep. Youngest boy is often the shepherd. Now, of course, this should remind you of David. The youngest boy in the family becomes shepherd of the sheep, especially when the Arab peasant is a shepherd, as well as being a farmer of grain. So this person who's making this article, you must think, they're the real people, whatever, as being a farmer of grain. As the older son grows up, he transfers his energies from sheep raising to helping the father with sowing, plowing, and harvesting the crops, and passes on the shepherd's task to the next younger boy. And so the job is passed from older to younger until the youngest of all becomes the family shepherd. Such must have been the custom with Jesse, or the custom when Jesse raised his family of 8 sons. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Are here all our children? And he said, There remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep, right? Because David was keeping the sheep at that time, man. David, being the youngest of 8 sons, became the family shepherd. His experiences as a shepherd lad were often used to illustrate his beautiful psalms. His shepherd psalm has become the classic of the ages, and that's what we just read in Psalms 83. All right? Going down to the shepherd's rod, it is like a policeman's club. It is often made of oak wood and has a knob on the end of it. Into this knob, nails are sometimes driven so as to make a better weapon. It is very useful for protection, and no shepherd would be without it. It was no doubt the rod that David used in protecting the sheep from wild animals. He mentions both the rod and the staff in the shepherd's psalm. The prophet Ezekiel refers to the custom of the sheep passing under the shepherd's rod for the purpose of counting or inspecting them. And now, that rod is the scriptures. It's like an examination. Hebrews 4:12, the word of Yahawah Bahashaam is quick and powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword. All right, discerning of spirits, man. Roughly paraphrasing. I will cause you to pass under the rod. The law of Moses speaks of tithing the flock for a specific purpose at a time, and concerning the tithe of the herd or the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod, the tenth shall be holy unto the Lord. To do this, Israelite writers tell us that the shepherd allowed the animals to come by him as they would under the rod at a narrow entrance. Right? The shepherd's staff. David mentioned the staff along with the rod in this Psalm 23. It's a stick 5 or 6 feet long, and sometimes, but not always, has a crook at the end of it. It is used like Western men would use a cane or walking stick. It is used for handling sheep and also for protection. All right, so hey man, call LAWAYA Yahawadah Bahashaam Yahawashi, because we know Yahawashi is the good shepherd. But Yahawashi also set up David, okay, to be shepherd over the flock as well, right? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 40, and verse 11. It says, He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arm, and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are young, and that's the elect. All right, because you're going to have men, women, and children that will be delivered. But this is the equation of That's it. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 12. I will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of thee. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together as the sheep of Basra. So that's YAHAWAH BAHASHAM gathering the elect. Okay, the Most High is gathering the elect. As the flock in the midst of their fold, they shall make great noise by reason of the multitude of the men. And that reminds me of that exceeding great army in Ezekiel 37. You know, the dry bones standing upon their feet, right? 13, the breaker is come up before them. They have broken up and have passed through the gate and are going out of it. And their king shall pass before them, and YAHAWAH BAHASHAM on the head of them. So our king, you know, which the Lord set up King David, you know, but Yahawashi is the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You see, but David has his place as well. This is Ezekiel 34. I'm going to jump down to verse 11. The restoration of Israel, because this is the time that we're in, right? We're in the year 2023 now, the year, you know, the hopeful year that all these prophecies come to pass, all right? Ezekiel 34 and 11, for thus said YAHAWAH BAHASHAM power, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out, as the Lord looking for his elect tells you in Zephaniah, I will search Jerusalem with candles, right? As his shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep, and will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. So that's the elect being gathered from all of, you know, all the lands on the earth, because we were scattered everywhere. Okay, different parts of Russia, different parts of Asia, different parts of Africa, different parts of India. You know, hell, even still in the Holy Land, our people are still scattered in the Holy Land. You know, North, South America, Canada, Alaska, Hawaii. Okay, it says in a cloudy and dark day, it's the day of the Lord. Because we know the day of the Lord is darkness and not bright. Right? 13, and I will bring them out from the people. Okay, and that's as the Lord will separate the sheep from the goats, man. And I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land. There it go again. All right, the elect are being gathered for a purpose, to be brought back to the land of Israel. Okay, so there's a cut to those FJs over there, man. The Lord said he was going to gather his people and put them back in the land, and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land, and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers, and in all the inhabited places of the country. So the Lord's going to give us all that land, even the land south to us, right? The land of Edom, Petra, you know, Jordan, all that's going to be given unto us, man. Okay? And the Lord's going to bless the land. He's going to make it very fruitful and plenteous. 14, I will feed them in a good pasture, right? And upon the high mountains of Israel shall their fold be. They shall lie in a good fold, and in a fat pasture they shall feed upon the mountains of Israel, right? There will be no more famines in our land, right? Like during the time of Abraham, you know, when our people, Jacob, when our people had to go down to Egypt, there's going to be no more famines. 15, I will feed my flock, and I will cause them to lie down, said YAHAWAH BAHASHAM. Shall I lie down? Meaning what? Meaning we're going to be given rest, okay? Rest and relaxation, okay, in our kingdom. 16, I will seek that which was lost and bring again that which was driven away, and that's our people that were scattered, and will bind up that which was broken, and will strengthen that which was sick. But I will destroy the fat and the strong. I will feed them with judgment. And this reminds me of the scripture where the Lord said that a whole need not a physician. Because you got a lot of our people, they don't acknowledge Yahawashi. They're Old Testament Israelites. They don't think they need Yahawashi. Okay? So they're strong, man. You know, they're waxing fat in this society too, especially the false prophets. Verse 17, and as for you, O my flock, thus said YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, behold, I will judge between cattle and cattle, between the rams and the he-goats. Seemeth it a small thing unto you to have eaten up the good pasture, but ye must tread down with your feet the residue of the pastures, and to have drunk of the deep waters, but ye must follow the residue with your feet. And that's what these false pastors, prophets, false leaders of Israel, that's what they do. They have been blessed in this monetarily in this society, and they're not happy with that. They go stealing from our people, man. Okay, 19. And as for my flock, they eat that which you have trodden with your feet, pretty much the crumbs, man, the leftovers, and they drink that which you have followed with your feet. So these false prophets, these false leaders, Yahawadah Bahashaam is pissed off at them, man. Okay, and that's why the Lord's going to judge all of these wicked-ass organizations. He's going to judge, the IUIC, the GOCC, all these different groups, man, especially ISUBK, right? It says, 21, because you have thrust with side and with shoulder, and pushed all the diseased with your horns till you have scattered them abroad. Therefore will I save my flock, and they shall no more be a prey, right? Because we're just worms here, man. Okay, so with a worm, it's nothing more than a prey, man. It's a creature to be preyed upon. It has no way to defend itself, man. Okay, a worm is also synonymous with humiliation. Okay, and that's the Israelite man in this captivity, man. Okay, defenseless and subject to humiliation. Therefore will I save my flock, and they shall no more be a prey, and I will judge between cattle and cattle. Watch this. And I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, right? Even my servant David. Right now we know the Lord loved David, because the Lord said about David that he's a man after my own heart. Right, let's get it. That's 1 Samuel 13 and 14. But now thy kingdom shall not continue dealing with Saul. Now the house of Saul were wicked. They represent those wicked shepherds that have an evil eye to the sheep, man. Abusing the sheep, trying to kill the sheep. Okay? Meanwhile, we're already being attacked by our surrounding enemies. We got to deal with shit in-house. That's that wicked-ass house of Saul spirit. It says, but now thy kingdom shall not continue. The Lord Yahawadah Bahashaam had sought him a man after his own heart, and Yahawadah Bahashaam had commanded him to be captain over his people. Because thou hast not kept which the Lord commanded thee, and that's where the Lord removed the kingdom from Saul and gave it to David, a Judite, which was prophecy anyway. All right? This is back in Ezekiel. Verse 24, and the Lord and I, Yahawadah Bahashaam, will be their power, and my servant David, a prince among them. Right? So we have Yahawashi, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. We have David. That's going to be the order in the kingdom. Okay? And that's why there's such a heavy King David demon out there, man. It's like, damn, it's like 144 people saying they're King David. The apostles and elders, they believe that King Masha is King David, which I believe it as well. And other brothers believe it as well. But there's a demon, there's a King David demon. You see, and this is why, man, because the Lord set up David to be as a shepherd over our nation. So our people are looking for the king. You see? And now the Lord will be their power, and my servant David, a prince among them, that I have spoken it. 25, and I will make with them a covenant of peace. Okay? And will cause the evil beast to cease out of their land. Now this can be twofold. The evil beast can represent literal wild creatures. Like there was a time the Lord sent lions amongst the heathens, because they were put in the land of Samaria and they were being wicked. So the Lord sent lions to destroy them. So you can actually have, creatures that are actually tear your ass up. Right? But hey, if you go to the book of Job, the scripture says, man, the children, the creature shall be at peace with thee. And also in Isaiah it says the child shall play with the you know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to get that from Isaiah 2:11 or 11:2. In our kingdom ain't no damn animal gonna attack us anyway. You see? Actually, I believe it's in 11. Excuse me. Yep, this is Isaiah 11:6. I got it in my sword in front of me. It says, "And the wolf also shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the kid." Now, wolves don't dwell with lambs. Okay? Spiritual, because the lesson I'm doing now is about the lamb, the sheep, the shepherd. The lamb is the Israelites, man. All right? Wolves don't dwell with lambs, but in the kingdom, those creatures will dwell, because there's going to be peace. And the leopard shall lie down with the kid. Okay? And the calf and the young lion and the fatling together, and a little child shall feed them, and the cow and the bear shall feed their young ones, shall lie down together, and the lion shall eat straw like the ox, and the suckling child shall play on the hole of the ass, and the weaned child shall put his hand on the cockatrice. Then, verse 9, they shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, for all the earth shall be full of the knowledge of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM Yahawashi, so waters cover the sea. So that's how it's going to be when we get back in our land. They don't have that type of peace on the earth right now. It's another cut to let you know that those people are not the true people. Verse Ezekiel 24:25, "And I will make them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beasts to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods. And I will make them and the places around about my hill a blessing, and will cause the shower to come down in the season. There shall be showers of blessings." Right, so the Lord's going to rain down blessings on us, our land, our children, our people. Right, it tells you also in Isaiah, before they even call, I'm going to answer them, man. And the tree of the field shall yield their fruit, and the earth shall yield their increase, and they shall be safe in their land, and shall know that I am YAHAWAH BAHASHAM Yahawashi, when I have broken the bands of their yoke, and that's taking us out of this captivity. Okay? Which is going to be done in a very dramatic way, because this time the Lord said, "I will not meet you as a man, but he cometh with clouds, he cometh with chariots, and every eye shall see him. He cometh with war." Okay? "And deliver them out of the hand of those that serve themselves of them," meaning they put us in captivity, man. "And they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. And I will raise up for them a plan of renown." All right? And that plan of renown, all right, dealing with Yahawashi. "And they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen any more. Thus shall they know that I am YAHAWAH BAHASHAM Yahawashi, their power, and with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, said YAHAWAH BAHASHAM Yahawashi, power." Verse 31, "And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men." So the Most High is dealing with men. All right? The Most High's flock is men. Of course, there's going to be women, children that's going to be saved, but the Most High's flock is men. Okay? Get that in Proverbs 8. Proverbs chapter 8, verse 4, "Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice is unto the sons of man." Right? YAHAWAH BAHASHAM Yahawashi's voice is unto the son of man. The Most High is dealing with men. That's why there's such a heavy attack against the Israelite man. Right? The Israelite woman is not catching hell like the Israelite man. This is the book of John, chapter 10, verse 1, says the parable of the good shepherd. Right? "Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbing up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber." Right? Because The shepherd don't have to come up some other way because he has the key, man. Right? And the sheep know the shepherd, so they don't have to, sneak up on him. They know his voice. They know how he look. They know his mannerisms. Right? Verse 2. But he that entered by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. All right, and that's how Yahawashi came in. He came in. He's coming back. All right? It says, to him the porter opened it, and the sheep hears his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name. So the Most High knows the name of all the sheep. Or even the numbers, the number of hairs on our head, the hair that we have on our head, they're all numbered, man. Okay? To him the porter opened it, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. So the elect are going to follow. All right? They're going to follow the true voice, man. Okay? And the Lord said, he that if they received you, they receive he that sent me. And they received me, they received my Father, roughly paraphrasing. So right now, that's the man he set up. Acting as the mouthpieces of Yahweh Shai, but that's his voice. For his brothers coming in, y'all speak for myself, hearing the apostles and elders and, different brothers teaching about Yahweh Shai, knowing that I had to go out and do this, that was me hearing the voice of the shepherd, man, of the good shepherd. So there's other shepherds out there, but they're not good. They're no good. They're demons, right? And the Lord's going to nuke their ass, man. These false prophets, man, they have a very harsh judgment coming. There's a very harsh judgment for false prophets and false leaders, man. Right? It's a very spiritual thing about being a shepherd or prophet, pastor, leader, a judge, a king, a priest. Okay? Now, these words are damn near all interchangeable with one another. This is Jeremiah 23:1. Woe be unto the pastor that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, right? Telling the people that the MOTB is the internet, or is John 3:16, or sleeping with white, all this stupid shit they be saying, man. Okay? There's smoke in the Lord's nose. The Lord's going to destroy them because they're scattering the flock. Okay? And another way they're scattering the flock, they don't talk about all 12 tribes. So they say all 12 tribes are black, which none of us are black. They don't deal with the northern kingdom. They don't deal with prophecy. You see? They oppress our people with the law. Verse 2. So that's why when judgment began at the house of the Lord, man, it's going to be, it's going to be heads and fringes everywhere, man. Verse 2. And head wraps too. Verse 2. Therefore thus said Yahweh Shai, the power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. All right? And they're feeding them poisonous plants. That's what you're feeding the lambs, man. You have scattered and thus you scattered them, and driven them away, and have not visited them. So you scattered them, and you ain't check up on them. You don't visit them. You don't care, because you're a hireling. Okay? Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, said Yahweh Shai, and I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries where I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds. And they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will shut up shepherds over them, starting with King David. But then you also have the apostles, and the disciples, all right, bishops, teachers, heads, to be leaders, okay, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall there be lacking, said Yahweh Shai. Verse 5. Behold, the days comes, said Yahweh Shai, I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. And that's Yahawashi, because he came from the lineage of David. You can read Matthew, right? 6. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safe. That's the north and the southern kingdom. All right? Because also in John, the Lord said, man, I have other sheep that are not of this fold. Okay? And this is his name, whereby he shall be called the Lord, our righteousness, man. Verse 7. This is the time we're coming into. Therefore, behold, the days come, said Yahweh Shai, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. And they still a very famous story. Still make movies, books about it, children books, specials, archaeologists still go to the sites. They're still finding things to this day. Okay, but this next Exodus is gonna be it's gonna far outdo this one, man. Verse 8. But the Lord liveth, which brought up the children, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north countries, dealing with America, Babylon the Great, and not just from here, and from all countries where thou had driven them. So wherever they're scattered, man, wherever the sheep are scattered, okay, and they shall dwell in their own land. So it's prophecy. We're gonna get delivered, Lord willing, we are the elect, and we're gonna get our own land back, man. Okay, we're not gonna get a cursed ass land living by nuclear facilities, nuclear radiation. No, it's gonna be blessed, right? Back in John 10, verse 6, verse 5, and a stranger will they not follow, but they will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. Strangers are telling you false doctrines. Strangers telling you Esau is the Arabs. Okay, strangers telling you that the northern kingdom is not the natives, Latinos. Strangers telling you that all the tribes are black. How strangers is telling you that we're supposed to get, it's 400 years. You see, false prophets, man. Strangers are telling you to take the rice device, the taco sauce. They're strangers. Okay, this parable spake Yahawashi unto them, but they understood not what things they were when he spake unto them. Verse 7. Then said Yahawashi unto them again, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. Right? Yahawashi is the way. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers. Right? Jesus Christ is a thief and robber. Allah, all these false gods, they're thief and they're robbing our people, man. Okay? I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved and shall go in and out and find pasture. Right? So with that, I'm going to end it there. And I pray this has been edifying, comforting. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI BAHASHAM, QADASH. Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Say shalom to the elect.